Hi guys, this is Steffanie. Welcome to Steffanie's Journey. For those of you who are here for the very first time, welcome. And for those of you who are returning, welcome back. If you have not subscribed to my channel already, I would love to have you as part of the Steffanie's Journeys family. Just click on that subscribe button below, as well as the notification bell beside that, so that you don't miss any of my videos in the near future. Today I'm bringing to you a quinoa recipe, and it's just a regular old quinoa, but it is to make it very flavorful and tasty. So if you haven't tried quinoa and you want to try it, this is a good recipe to try, especially for you beginners, because quinoa isn't something that everybody eats. Like me, I don't really like rice or quinoa by itself, just plain. I like everything flavored because I don't really like that grainy taste. So if you're interested in seeing how I make the most flavorful quinoa, then stick around and stay tuned. Okay, here we're going to start with what I have. A half a cup of quinoa, just regular organic quinoa, and I get this from Costco. Sometimes I get it from Sprouts, but Costco sells the big bag and it's pretty inexpensive, so I buy this, and I have it in this strainer because I wash it really good and rinse it just like you would do rice. And then I have 1 cup of water, and I boil my water first. Sometimes I use bottled water, sometimes I use boiled water, but I have this water because I'm going to put some of the bouillon in it to flavor it up. I have 2 tablespoons of butter. This is vegan butter. This is I think it's the Country Crock brand. I buy different ones, so whatever I pick up, I have multiple in the refrigerator, but that's the new Country Crock vegan one. I have a half teaspoon of rosemary, a half a teaspoon of thyme. This is thyme, rosemary, thyme. I have a teaspoon of black pepper, and then this is a pinch of pink Himalayan sea salt, about an eighth of a teaspoon. Then I have 2 big cloves of garlic crushed, and here I have probably about a 1/4 of a red onion. I like onions, so I really don't measure. I just put it in this thing. This thing I think is a 1/4 of a cup, so I just chop some up and put it in here. And then here I have 2 of the sweet bell peppers that I got in my Misfits market box. And you can check the link up here, or it's over there, I don't know, one of them. Check up the link in the iCards, and I have it down below as well to check out that video. But this is each one of those. And I took the seeds out. These aren't hot, but I take the seeds out anyway because I don't want them in my quinoa. And this is all I'm going to use besides the bouillon that I'm going to put in there. So let's go to the stove. Okay guys, have my pot on the stove. This is just a regular old cast iron enamel coated pot. Sometimes I cook in a regular soft pan. It don't really matter. But let me bring this over here with my clumsy self. So first off, I'm going to put this on a medium heat, and you cook the quinoa to the instructions that is on the packaging. So for 1 cup of quinoa, it calls for 2 cups of water. So I'm going to put the butter in there and let that melt for a minute, and then we're going to go and rinse off this really good in hot water. Just going to bring it to the sink, and I'm going to rinse it off really well. And it's supposed to be till the water runs clean, but it never has a color to me, so I just rinse it as long as I can, as best as I can. And you see that? It even swells a little bit once you start rinsing it off. But it looks clear to me. I rinse it in warm water. I don't know if you're supposed to rinse it in warm or cold, but I always rinse it in warm. I have my camera on wheels now, and it works best for me because this is a one-woman show. Okay, my butter is now, I didn't get my spatula. Okay, my butter is now melted in the pan. So now I'm going to add in my peppers. My onions and peppers. And let them get a little translucent. And while I do that, I'm going to get my bouillon. And I use different kinds. I use the not chicken one, which is not my favorite one. And I also use this one. It's better than bouillon, no chicken base, and it's vegan. So I use this. This is my favorite one. And let me see if I have any other one. Yeah, I do. I buy these. These are organic, and this is the vegetarian no chicken broth. And this is good too. And I buy it it also in the vegetable broth. This is my favorite chicken broth. Sometimes I buy the Organic Truth one. I buy both. Depends on the price and my wallet. But anyway, can y'all see in the pot? The vegetables are cooking down. And what I like to do, I don't put my spoonful in the water. I actually put it in the pan. Let y'all look in the pan. They're cooking down, looking good. And what I do is I just take a big old heaping spoonful of it. And this is salty. That's why I don't add a lot of salt, because this is salty. And I just put it in there, and then I just put my spoon in the water that's already warm. And I just cook that down with the vegetables so that it thins out, and the butter smells so fragrant. So I'm going to put the rest of my seasoning in, my thyme, rosemary, black pepper, and a little bit of sea salt, as well as my crushed garlics, 2 cloves. Stir that in. So that is all my seasonings all in there. And then I'm going to pour in my quinoa. Like, if any of you guys have ever made rice-a-roni before and you brown it first before you cook it, I always do all my rice like that now. I don't know why. I think it makes it taste better. So that's how I cook all of my grains. So we just put it over in the pan. So and if you don't like peppers and onions, don't put them in there. You can put whatever you want. Sometimes I put mushrooms. Sometimes I put mushrooms in here. I put whatever I have that I want. You know, I have a flavor, taste for. Sometimes I make it 2 different ways, because if I'm meal prepping for the week, then yeah. It's browning just a little bit, and the pan smells so delicious with the quinoa in here. And now I'm going to pour the water over in here. And the cooking instructions says about 20 to 25 minutes, just the same as rice. I just cook it until the water runs out of it, because you bring it to a boil and then you reduce it to a simmer. But pour that over in there, and I put the spoon in there to get the rest of the stuff off. Still has a little bit left on there, but I'm just going to scrape it off with the spatula. Pour it on over in here, let it come to a boil, and it looks great. I put the top on it so that it will come to a boil quicker, and then I check it and reduce the heat. Well, let me let you guys see what it looks like. I don't know if you can see in there. See, this is what it's looking like. I have to tip my stand. I wish I could hook something to here, like to here to show, but the heat on the lens, that doesn't work, and I don't know how to prevent that. I'm sure it's a way that camera people in the professional business knows how to do it, or maybe it's some kind of lens that zooms in really well. I don't have that. I just have a regular camera lens. But anywho, we're gonna let that come to a boil. We're gonna reduce it, let it cook, and it's gonna take about 20 minutes, like I said, and then we'll be back. So stay tuned. Okay, guys, my quinoa has finished, and I'm letting it sit. Oops. So that's what it's looking like. It's done. So I'm going to put it in a bowl, and then we'll have the taste test. Okay, guys, now we're back. It's time for the taste test. Let me show you guys what it looks like. That is what it looks like now. Like I said, that bouillon is kind of salty, so if you don't like salt, use a little less of that than what I use. I use a big heaping spoonful, so it makes it a little bit salty. I don't like a lot of salt, but I like salt on potatoes, and I got it on my face. I like salt on potatoes, and I like my quinoa just a little bit salty. That's why I don't add much extra salt to it, because usually I'm mixing it with something else and not just eating it by itself. Usually fixing it with some kind of tofu or putting it in a stir fry. But I go ahead and cook it like this, whatever I want in it first, and then I go ahead and add whatever I want to add to it. So let's taste it. It is good and flavorful. You can taste all of the seasonings, the peppers. They call them sweet peppers, but to me they aren't really sweet. They're just not hot, but they're not sweet. To me they taste the same as the regular big bell peppers. They're just small. But I don't think these give me heartburn like the bigger ones do. The green ones really give me heartburn. But that is it, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll leave the information down below of everything I used in this recipe. And yeah, thank you guys for stopping by my channel. I hope that you enjoyed the video, and I look forward to seeing you all in my very next video. Bye-bye.